So I tried to film a little bit of something for you this week because, like I've said before, I think it's important that we can still hang out even if the most dazzling thing doesn't happen. And it's life, so sometimes it's good and sometimes it's bad. So I filmed a little bit of Valentine's Day, and I was trying to think of things that would be interesting, and I just showed my Valentine's Day perfumes, and then we get into a little bit of relationship advice or little strange things I learned about relationships throughout the years. So that's what I got for you. I kind of put a lot of pressure on Valentine's Day. I don't know why. I think it's like something I've always dreamt about as a kid. I've always had like this fantasy of somebody coming and confessing their love to me, or surprising me with a nice gift, or going out somewhere or something like that. And you know, those things never have happened. First we'll start with my nails. I got my normal bright red color. I tried to put a little bit of glitter on my eyelids today. It's weird because when it comes to relationships and love, I feel like I'm not supposed to talk honestly about it. You know, if you dismiss somebody who liked you, or maybe you considered them, you know, dating them or whatever, and you decided to go with somebody else for whatever reason, don't assume that that person is gonna find somebody else. I think that guys and girls look at relationships very differently. Girls are wanting this whole meaningful, it's meant to be moment. And I think that guys will even pass up on the girl that's the best for them just because they're not ready. Okay, so since I am a perfume addict, and we know this about me, this is the year 2020, and I wanted to show the two big perfumes that they released for Valentine's Day. I love the Miss Dior perfume. It's one of my favorite ones. It's also Lion's favorite. And then they came out with another version called Roses in Roses. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's a toilette, not a parfum, and a parfum is stronger, and I always try to do stronger, and it didn't come like that. So this is not like Miss Dior mixed with roses. Like, I would even think it's a completely different scent, okay? It's kind of musky, but it's also very rosy and floral. I have not received any compliments on it when I've worn it, and I have worn it for several days and seen a lot of people, and nobody's made anything. Honestly, I don't know if I would recommend it. It's not bad, but it's not like I'm excited about it, and it's not what I thought it was gonna be. Anyways, this is the new Viva La Juicy perfume, and this one is called Pink Couture. I kind of like perfumes sometimes that smell like candy. It's kind of a thing to me. So if I can smell like, you know, a sugary treat, you know, I love that. So you can definitely tell this is a Viva La Juicy scent. It has like a very fresh, like watermelon scent to it, or like a lily in it. This little dog came with this perfume for Valentine's Day, and I thought it was really a cute little dog, and you can see that it has the Viva La Juicy bow on it. So I have just been hanging out at home here, thinking about things I can share with you about relationships, things that I've learned that may be helpful. And this is something that surprised me. So something that I do is if someone starts to tell me something and I've been through something similar, which I think could help them, I tell them the story of something similar that I went to relate to them, to show them that I understand, and that maybe I could provide some other information that could help them figure out their problem. Well, what I have been told and surprised by is that some people take this as turning it around to talk about yourself, and they somehow take this as a selfish thing. And I find that to be shocking, because I think, how do I put it? I never thought of it that way. I always thought you're talking to me about something because you'd like to hear my input, and my input is sharing something similar that happened to me. I now have to stop myself and offer the story if they would like to hear it, because it may help them. If you are in a relationship and you were thinking about hiring an escort this Valentine's Day because maybe your relationship's not going very well and you think this is going to save the relationship, it won't. I guarantee your relationship will be over because you built your relationship with your significant other as just the two of you. And in one way or another, you consider that to be special and unique for the two of you. And once the other person sees that you're enjoying being intimate with somebody else, you have broken your bond. And there is no way you can come back from that. So I know that a lot of people think that having a threesome will save their relationship, but it will only break your relationship. Great Valentine's conversations, right? You never know what you're gonna get out of me. So this one is for women. There are some kinds of women out there, not me, when they get in a relationship, they think that they can stop doing a lot of the sexual things that they used to do. Or that maybe there's something that he is asking for that you don't like to do or that you find unusual. And so you think that if you just don't do it, he's just not gonna do it. That's not how men work. Let's say the guy you're with really is into feet. And you think that that's a little strange. Actually, foot fetish is the most common fetish. But anyways, and you think that if you won't do this for him, that he's just not gonna have it. He's just gonna do it with someone else. And he's just not gonna tell you about it. So this is for the men, and the men need to hear this. Has to do with getting along with women. So sometimes a woman, or even anyone for that matter, can have such an awful, dramatic, heartbreaking, unbelievable experience that they need a lot of time to process it. And it could be many, many months of processing it because you're in disbelief. Sometimes you are waking up out of your sleep and for a second you forget about it, and then it's like your mind remembers it, and all the pain just floods right back into your chest all of a sudden. And then it's like you're just reliving it all over again. And you know, when you're recovering from something awful and traumatizing, you often get tired a lot. Maybe you collapse, maybe you have panic attacks, maybe you have mini breakdowns, and all this will pass over a period of time. But it's not gonna happen right away. And lots of times men do not understand this. They think, well, did it just happen now and you're dealing with it now? No, it's in the past, you can just get over it. It doesn't work that way. Your mind has to process it. And I would love to have just gotten over these things and been like, oh, no big deal. But I think that if I was able to do that, that would mean that I was a sociopath or I had some very serious mental problem. And no, I didn't lose my mind because I was so traumatized from almost dying in a car accident or having the police swarm my house or watching Lion go to prison or, you know, whatever else. All of those are things that take time. And we are all doing things at our own pace. And just because something is easy for you doesn't mean it's easy for them. And we need to think about that. And there have been a few people in my life that I've known for many, many years, both men, that witnessed me going through a traumatic situation. And unfortunately, they thought that that must be that I've lost my mind. People don't just lose their mind, okay? That's not how it works. You may be making the situation worse by not being there for that person, by getting up and walking out on them when they needed you most. And, you know, I talked to my mom about this. I said, you know, I was there for these guys in their time of need and their awful situations, and I did everything I could for them, and I wasn't like excited about that. And now the time that I need them, they get up and they walk out on me, and I thought that they were going to be there for me like I was for them. And my mom said, oh, men don't work that way. Men don't understand that stuff. You think they're going to, and they don't. And I guess that that's true. So men out there, please don't get up and walk out on the woman of your life or your good friend because something tragic and awful happened to them. Please stick it out with them, because I guarantee that if you do, your friendship and your bond will only be stronger. So here are my Valentine's Day dogs. Here's my Juicy Couture dog that came with my perfume that I showed you, and then here's the dog I got from Justin last Valentine's Day. And I don't normally do this, but I just want to say this because I'm heartbroken. I sent Justin a happy Valentine's Day message and a couple sweet things, and he has not bothered to get back to me. And that is all I wanted this Valentine's Day, was to see him or get a message from him. So my heart is broken.